Hey guys, and welcome back to Caribbean Cook Serrano, your favorite Puerto Rican chef here. And today I wanted to bring you to my home, Puerto Rico, and make you a simple traditional dish. So stay tuned if you want to learn how to make it. Hey guys, so for today's recipe, we're gonna need shrimp, and I used the 2635. Well, what that number means, it's 26 to 35 pieces per pound. Also, some olive oil, some sofrito, some adobo, chicken broth, some white wine. I am using Chardonnay for this, and 2 plantains. Now what I did with this, I cut the ends off and cut a line down it, and I leave it in water so it's just easier to peel it, it's easier to come off. And also some butter. So first thing we're gonna do, we're just gonna start peeling it off. Now if you did what I told you to just like cut the ends and leave them in water, all you have to do is just peel to the side and it'll just come right off. It might be a little tough. See? And that's it. I'll do this other one. Make sure the plantains are green and not turning to yellow, because if it turning yellow, it's just gonna be more sweeter, and that's not really what we're going for today. Let's see, this one came off a little more easier than the other one. Say this in the bowl. Now we're gonna use a grater. You wanna use this side, it's like the biggest side. And all you're gonna do is just start shredding this. Start shredding it. Simple, up and down. Get all that good stuff out. Now you're just gonna want to be like these shavings pretty much. I'm just gonna get those shavings. Now what I'm gonna do is get a cupcake mold. I'm gonna use the bottom side of this. Get all nice and coated so it doesn't stick. And then so after you spray your mold, you're just gonna grab a handful of this. You're gonna get a little messy, guys. It's okay. That's how you know that food's gonna be real good. If you get messy while you're making it, it's gonna be some good food. You just wanna make like a little shell with it. Make sure you get all the sides. Try not to go like too thick of a layer between them, because then some might cook too much or some might not cook enough and still be a little raw. Try to get it so you don't see the the mold in it. You know, I'll see the mold. Just get it all around. Sure it looks all good. Yep, those two look real good. So I put the plantain mix on top of the back of the mold. And what I like to do is you grab a rubber spatula and just pat it against it. Make sure you get just the shape you want for these little nests. Make sure you tap it on there real nice so it all sticks together and gets the perfect shape. You don't want to see none of the okay guys, and there you have it. You have these beautiful plantain baskets. Now what you're gonna do is just put this in the freezer for 30 minutes to an hour, or you can make this ahead of time the night before, and all you have to do is just drop these and fry these. I'm just gonna put this in the freezer. Now we need to dice half of this onion, and for me the easiest way to dice an onion is just you're gonna cut this bottom part off, and then you're gonna leave the stem intact because that's gonna help it hold together, like stay together while you're trying to dice it. You're just gonna go down the middle again. Save that for later. So I'm gonna get this stuff off. Now see, you have the, I got the glare on it. It doesn't want to focus. There we go. So what you want to do is you want to make cuts this way. This one's pretty small, so we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. You don't want to go all the way. You're still trying to go maybe like till there with the lines. Now what you're gonna do is just gonna go down all over the place. Cut down maybe like a 1/4 inch separated, depending on how thick you want the pieces of onion to be cut. And then at the ends, you go diagonal. It's much easier. Then it holds all together. All you have to do now is just chop down. Remember guys, whenever you're cutting with something, tuck your fingers in like this. Just keep 2 up front and the back holding it. You're just gonna be shrinking. That way you avoid cutting fingers. Now where we go. Let's give it a nice rough shot right here real quick. You don't miss any pieces. Okay guys, so I have a pound of shrimp right here. I'm only gonna use half a pound. I like to use this utility knife. Well, I like using the paring knife, but my paring knife broke. I like using this utility knife, and what I do is just make a little slit on the top of it so it opens up a little bit. If you could see that. Opens up a little bit, but not all the way. Now what this does is when you cook it, it's not gonna shrink on you and just gonna turn into a small shrimp. It's gonna stay open and plump like you see in restaurants and stuff. So yeah, I thought you guys would like to learn how to do that technique, because I know a lot of people, when even myself, before I learned this, I would cook shrimp, and if they were small, they would just shrink real tiny. But with this though, instead of shrinking, they'll just start plumping up. So I'm just gonna do that to this whole bowl of shrimp, and I'll be right back, guys. So guys, now we're gonna start working on our shrimp and its sauce. So I have my pan on medium heat right now. It's pretty hot, so I'm just gonna add extra virgin olive oil to it, just a little bit. And I'm very sorry guys for the quality of this video, if it shakes or moves or out of focus. I'm recording here by myself. I'm gonna add the shrimp to it. You can see that's very hot. So we drop our shrimp in here. I'm gonna season it. I'm gonna use our adobo seasoning. Now, us Puerto Ricans, we don't really use salt and pepper. This is what we usually use. We just use adobo. We season almost everything with that. Toss all that. Again guys, I apologize for the video if I'm a little out of focus, start recording something else out of screen. I bought a gimbal through Amazon and it hasn't gotten here yet. Try to see if I can get it here. But as soon as I get it, I'm not 100% sure because I'm not really a filmmaker guys, but I bet my videos improve a little more. So, after I got the shrimp almost all the way cooked, I'm gonna pull them out. Put them on a plate. I'm gonna start with making our sauce. Now this is like a very simple sauce. Add 2 tablespoons of butter. That melts. 2 tablespoons of butter right here. I'm gonna be honest guys, shout out to all those cooking channels that record by themselves. This is really hard to look at what you're making and look through the phone, making sure you're recording what you're seeing, because when you look through the phone it's really hard to tell how much you're adding because it looks completely different on the phone. We're gonna add half of an onion that we diced before. We're going to brown all that up. Now, the point of browning this is you're trying to get all that sugar from the onion to come out and caramelize, and it turns to that brown color. First you see the onion will start going translucent on you. Start changing from that white to translucent, and then it starts turning brown. A lot of people think, oh, I'm browning it and it's because you're burning it. And what it actually is the sugars come out and they caramelize with the heat. Really, I'm right-handed, and it's hard for me to stir and all that stuff in my left hand. It's starting to brown a little bit. Just a little longer. And with cooking, guys, always have to be patient. Always be patient. Don't cook in a rush. You don't want to rush this process. You know, you want things to come out good in the right way. Let it brown a little bit. See what has that brown color on it. Now we're gonna deglaze it. We're gonna use white wine, this Chardonnay, or Barefoot. Now a lot of people ask me, what wine is good to deglaze? It's just the one you prefer to drink. There's no good or bad wine. It's just the one that you like to drink. If you don't like drinking it, I don't recommend cooking with it. So we're just gonna add a little bit to the Now what that does is, everything that's stuck on the bottom, all this flavoring right here, you see this has real stuff on the bottom, just gonna bring that flavor up. That's all flavor, that's not burnt, that's all flavor right there, guys. I'm gonna try to get all that up. With wine, also a lot of people tell me, oh, I don't drink, I don't want to get drunk or none of that type of stuff. Well, when you cook wine, the alcohol evaporates, so you're not consuming no alcohol with this. Maybe you might consume a little bit, but you could probably add a whole bottle and not feel anything. So that shouldn't be, all you're doing for the wine is just making all that stuff from the bottom come up, all that flavoring. And you're not gonna get drunk from this. This is just all flavor. Now we're gonna use the chicken broth. A little bit to that. Good amount right there. At the bottom, sure. All that stuff stuck at the bottom comes up. All that's flavor right there. All that flavor coming up. This looks really good. It smells amazing, not gonna lie. Now I'm gonna add 2 spoons of this sofrito. I know it doesn't say sofrito on it, but that's what it is. Like, if you're Puerto Rican, you know what this is. You know we love cooking with this stuff. Put this on almost everything. I'm gonna add about 2 spoons of this. This looks really good. Smells amazing. Now, I know I forgot to mention it earlier when I was saying what you would need for this video. We need some tomato sauce. That's seasoned, right? I remember if you're making a bigger batch of this, you might need to add a little more of each thing. Just add it a little bit. I'm gonna give this a little taste and see if I need to add a little more of anything right now. I'll get a spoon real quick. Now I'm gonna put this on low. Let this finish cooking in the sauce. Let that finish cooking. That sauce. I think it's a little dry, so I'm just gonna add a little more of that chicken stock right there. We're just gonna cover that. Stir it there. Guys, I keep apologizing because I can see sometimes, like when I look at the phone, I'm not recording what I'm supposed to. So I'm really sorry, guys. Please don't judge me too hard. This is like my second video recording, so I'm still pretty new at this. I'm just gonna cover that up and let that cook for about like 10 to 15 minutes. And after that's done, I'll be right back, guys. So guys, I just pulled these out the freezer. Some of them are not set all the way, they're still a little bit soft. You want to make sure they're all frozen all the way, like this one right here, and that's what it would look like. So the shrimp and sauce that we made before, we're just gonna fill it up in here. So I'm just gonna drop this in a fryer. What I would usually do is just fill up a pot with oil and turn it on medium heat. But I got this little fryer right here that my friend from work lent me. I have it on 375. I'm just gonna fry them probably like from 3 to 5 minutes. Make sure they're cooked all the way. That's pretty much it. Gonna drop these and plate them up for you. So I fried these, pulled them out. I'm just gonna put a little bit of this adobo on it. Season that up a little bit. Shake it in there. I just fried these maybe for like 2 minutes. Put the small plate right here. Smells real good, guys.